Hey guys, it's Nailbiter, and I've got another World of Tanks commentary here. A while ago, someone had said they wanted to see some 263 gameplay, and I ended up getting this short replay on Siegfried line not too long ago. The damage output is nothing special, although I do end up getting an ace tanker. But I wanted to post this replay and add commentary to it, more because I think it's a good demonstration of both situational awareness and of some of the stuff that you can get away with while playing the 263 more so than you can with other tanks. The 263 is really one of the few tank destroyers that I enjoy playing from time to time. It's got good mobility and good DPM, so you can kind of play it like a medium tank. It's got solid front armor as well, particularly against low tiers. You'll get a lot of bounces. Although, to be honest, I probably play the 263 more aggressively than I should on average, but at least in this game, I play super aggressive and I'm able to get away with it. So I've gone to a pretty aggressive spot here on Siegfried line, which is kind of in the middle of the city. It's a spot that I like to go to a lot in meds and heavies, but it's definitely a little risky going here in a tank destroyer because it's pretty easy to get flanked in this spot, and when you don't have a turret, it becomes that much more difficult to deal with flankers. You're also a little dependent on your team to prevent the enemy from moving up and getting on your side, and as you'll see, my team doesn't do a whole lot really to help me in this position, so I end up having to do a lot of work by myself. So already I'm under some pressure from both sides as this NAX was able to put a shot into me, but fortunately he bounces a second shot. I was able to wiggle my tank a little. You'll notice that I'd actually seen him coming there in that situation and I was turning to face him, but I decided instead to shoot the mutts on the other side. And that's because even though the scent is a greater threat, I wanted to make sure that I only had to deal with one angle at a time, and the mutt is obviously a much easier tank to kill than the scent is. So the scent keeps trying to pester me, but because of the mobility of the 263, I'm able to turn and face him before he can get close enough to get a shot off. And when he's not looking, I want to try to get a shot into him and force him back. Now you'll notice here, one issue that I do have with the 263 from time to time is the gun traverse is pretty small, and so those pillars kind of screwed me up there with my aim, and I wasn't able to get a shot into the scent, even though I really should have been able to. Luckily for me, he does end up just driving out in front of me, and I get a shot anyway. Kind of forced him back a little bit as well at this point. I am still in a bit of a dangerous position, however, as the enemy has moved up the 5 line as well, and I'm really the only tank that has advanced at all into the city on my team still. And that's the issue with taking this spot really, is if your team doesn't cover you, it's very hard to retreat, and you have a lot of angles that you have to pay attention to. So at the last second there, I noticed that the E100 had moved up the 7 line and was trying to shoot me, and I'm just able to get into cover and avoid his shot, but immediately after that, this STA-2 decides to rush me from behind, and I obviously can't turn to face him quickly enough, but he's low enough HP that I can just reverse and get the ram kill. The scent also bounced off my side there, which is pretty lucky, and then he misses the second shot, and so I want to punish him for trying to push into me, but he gets back behind the corner, and instead I notice this 121 has moved up the 0 line, and so I put a shot into him instead, and get another nice bounce. So the armor is definitely holding up pretty well at this point for me. Now again, I want to make sure that I don't back up too far and give the E100 a shot because he's still moved up on the 7 line. But the scent also looks like he still wants to peek me, and so I want to stay faced in his direction. And you can see really just how many angles there are that I have to worry about right now. It's really just, I mean, the mobility, the rate of fire, and the armor of the 263 are what's allowing me to do, I think, a pretty good job of limiting each engagement to a 1 versus 1. So that KR tries to push him and get a shot into me. I noticed last second the 121 move up the 0 line, and I get a nice little snapshot into him. And this KR misjudges my reload, and so I'm able to put a shot into him as well. And now I'm hoping to start eliminating some of these low HP tanks. And I'm looking to see if the KR will make a mistake. I'm checking the other angles to make sure that I don't expose myself to anyone, and I get a nice snapshot there into the NAX as he tried to sneak a shot into me again, but I reacted pretty quickly there and was finally able to finish him off. And this SE-101's moved up, and I noticed he's gone a little too far and overextended himself, and so I get a kill shot into him. I do let the KR get a shot into my side, but at this point I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable as there's a lot less pressure on me. I've been able to fight off all the tanks that have tried to take me out and get me out of this position. And things are starting to finally look good for my team as well. We've managed to, I'd say, clean up most of the tanks in the city. I'm not totally sure what the E100 is, so that's the only reason I'm being a little hesitant. I want to make sure that he isn't going to push around that corner, and the E4 is the other tank that I'm still worried about. But once he gets spotted there, I know that I'm pretty much free to just take out this KR. He has no support. So I try to just snapshot him there using the auto aim, but it doesn't quite work out. But it doesn't really matter at this point, as I know this guy has absolutely no support with him. So I got the 5th kill, and really it's just cleanup now at this point. This E4 is trying to come over and get one final shot into me, but with the 263 armor, I'm able to bounce him and pick up my 6th kill for the Top Gun. So that's pretty much the end of this game. It was really a pretty quick game, but definitely a bit of an onslaught there in the middle as I faced a lot of pressure. And hopefully you got a sense of the capability of the 263 and some of its advantages. It can definitely deal with that kind of situation much better than I'd say most other tanks in this game. It has solid armor, good mobility, and I think that in particular is what you saw on display in this game. And a pretty good gun. The DPM is really nice. The rate of fire is pretty good. So this did end up being an ace tanker, even though I only did just over 5,000 damage. Did get a steel wall as well. The armor held up really, really nicely in this game, which is probably a little bit more than you'll usually get with the 263. But I did block 4,500 damage this game, so a really good game of the 263, and I was just happy with the way I handled the situations that I was dealt. There was a lot of pressure on me, but I felt like my situational awareness in that game was pretty good, and I did a good job reacting to what was happening. So I hope you guys enjoyed the replay and enjoyed the commentary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.